Hello, guys, and good early Sunday morning, or afternoon or evening, depending on what part of the world you're in and what part of the world you may or may not be in today. I am Euclid, your host, and welcome back to the weekly Ramble podcast on our channel. Kind of where we just cover, where I basically cover what's going on in my neck of the woods. First thing I want to get out of the way is streaming is incredibly fun. Incredibly fun. And I had an absolute blast yesterday with you guys playing Metro Exodus and hunting for some impossible to reach Easter eggs. I've never found them myself, and we had an absolute blast. But before we go into that, I just kind of want to cover a couple things that have been going on. Number one, so I have been trying to become more self-sufficient lately, and I kind of want to get this one out of the way because it's not entertaining, but it is something that I'm proud of. Number one, I have not only been fixing things, and what I mean by things is like general equipment that we have at the house by myself, as opposed to calling someone else and hoping that they're honest when they work on it. And so it started with phones, then computers. Then it moved on to smaller things, but things that are smaller than a car. And what I did was I had been taking my vehicle, or if a mower went bad years ago, I would take it into a shop and would usually end up getting a bill that I really couldn't afford to pay just because of kind of the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle that I lived for many years. And, I mean, most of my adult life, that's how I lived. So I ended up, just out of necessity for saving money, became a little bit more self-sufficient. And what that resulted in was, I wouldn't say me being talented, but me being patient enough to learn how to fix some of these things that I've been working on. So again, it started with phones. One of my very first videos after the Halo Wars 2 reaction video was a video where I was fixing a blue Vivo phone. I think it was Blue Vivo 5, I believe it was. It's one of my best and most viewed videos on the channel. Has nothing to do with video games. The only video I think that does better than it is my video where I covered in Ohio when at the time I lived really close to Dayton, and our area got hit by for its area, a record-breaking amount of tornadoes, and that was like the most viewed video. But what the next most viewed video after that was the one where I fixed a phone. That was just an experiment, and it turned on and feed in it if it was going to, so that was fun. Well, then I moved on to bigger things. Obviously, building computers because I wanted to start this hobby and start building the community that I'm fortunate enough to have today. Well, it went on to bigger things. Last year, I borrowed my in-laws. I borrowed my in-laws' pressure washer so I could pressure wash our garage and parts of our driveway. Well, when they brought it to me, just out of sheer dumb luck and coincidence, the seal on the carburetor had busted. It was like the seal ring in the carburetor, which I didn't know much about before. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't grow up working on my own stuff. I don't know if it was because I was sheltered or what, but I was like, oh my God. Like, my father-in-law lets me borrow this thing, and before I even get a chance to use it, gas is leaking through the carburetor. So I fixed it. And the easiest, cheapest, and really only feasible way to do it was to just buy a new carburetor, because there was no place that was actually selling, online or in person, the rungs to fix the stupid thing. So I fixed it. And little did I know that actually kind of built my confidence up and gave me enough courage. It might sound silly because to say courage for something as silly as fixing something small, but again, I hate to harken back on where I come from, Appalachia, but we take pride in even small things. And I think that is important, because if you only take pride in the greatest strides in your life, you're not actually going to enjoy those moments of victory. You need to enjoy the small ones too. So I did. I enjoyed it. I was proud of it. I'm sure everybody around me was like, good job, guy. Great job. But I was proud of it. Well, next, I ended up getting a snowblower from a coworker that wouldn't run. Well, lo and behold, it needed a new carburetor. It needed a new switch, and the choke lever on it had broken off. So I bought a new one, third party, of course, manufacturer, switched it on, cleaned out the fuel tank, got rid of all the sediment and everything. I had never done stuff like this. But let's just say this. I'd never done any manly garage work. The only manly work I did growing up was chopping a shitload of wood with my stepfather, which was good for me. I definitely owe my work ethic to him, for sure. But, this was an adventurous thing, and I think this is kind of how he did it. He knew that it would save money financially, and it would allow him to do things like vacations or to have enough money to, when the big stuff actually broke that we did not have the expertise or tools to fix, you would have enough money saved up to take care of that shit. So this kind of small town, I can take care of it myself for most of the part. It kept building up, and I kept getting more confidence and kept building this stuff up, and this has been a recent thing. So for me personally, it's been a very big deal because my family growing up was so big and so reliable. I mean, they would look out for each other and fix each other's stuff. I never had to fix my own stuff. So in the long run, it kind of hurt me, but just incidentally, right? So late bloomer or whatever, I'm fixing my own things, my own phones, my own computers. And now it's to the point where I got a little bit more courageous, and instead of taking my car to get an oil change or get the brakes changed, I do that myself too. And, you think that I would try to spare more time for these podcasts and for these videos that I do and the live streams, but honestly, live streams have allotted me even more free time because I do the stream, and then it is immediately recorded and kept on the channel. Saves me time. And I'm still going to do videos here and there, but I'm only going to cover videos if you guys come and watch them. So before I digress further, I changed my oil in my car the other day, and admittingly, for me, it was the first time I'd done it. I don't think there's anything wrong with people that do it all the time. They should be proud of that. And if people don't do it, there's nothing wrong with that. The same coworker that I have, again, good friend of mine, really, really cool dude. We're very much like-minded. Well, he's in a position now. He's a decent bit older than me, successful. His kids have been growing up for quite some time. So sometimes in a way I can kind of envision him being like an older, probably more well put together version of me. And he sees it as if you can afford to pay people to provide a service, not only are you, allotting yourself more free time, but you're also supporting local business. So I want to make it clear that if you don't change your own oil or change anything, your tires, change your brakes, that's fine. For me, for the longest time, it wasn't financially feasible to take it to a shop. And admittingly, most garages, I'm sorry, mechanics deserve to be paid well, but the price to change brakes is fucking insane. It should not cost near over $1,000 to change 2 tires' brakes. And you have to change both, right? You can't just change one pad. It'd be out of line and whack, and they would be at different heights, and it would just be weird. So you have to change both, but it shouldn't cost $1,200 to change brakes. Okay? It just shouldn't. So I started learning myself and changed them on my car, and now I'm getting ready to change them on this coming week, next week. So yeah, next week after today, which is Sunday when you'll be hearing this, I've just been trying to become more self-reliant. So I bought a collection can so it can catch oil and contain it. I bought a pan so that oil wouldn't leak onto the driveway. I got a filter. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this Yankee is proud of being able to do some of his own work. And again, I think it's a big Appalachian thing. Small things are big victories for us. But I think that's why a lot of us rednecks are happy. I think we celebrate the small stuff. So while other people are staring at us and be like, "You're really that proud of it?" And we're like, "Yeah." I mean, I'll take the stupid label if it means I get to be happy. That's fine. So, enough rambling about myself in regards to that. Moving on. Live streams are a fucking ball. I have been having an absolute blast with these live streams. It was the best decision I've made. It's small right now, and it is YouTube. It's not like Twitch, where being discovered is probably a lot easier. And we may try Twitch as well. I just need to make sure the community is well informed on where I'll be streaming and when, and we'll go from there. But I will tell you that these live streams have been great. Yesterday's and Saturday, of course, that live stream was the best one I've had so far. And I've had a few now. It's really fun to be able to just talk to you guys on the spot, share our feelings about the games, kind of chat and everything, and just actually interact with the community that we've slowly built here. And You know, the community is mixed. There are Halo fans that I'm sure do feel neglected at times, but I have so much more fun with Metro and Stalker and other Eastern European-based games. I'm sorry, it's just, I'm not sorry. Because this is my free time, this is what I'm going to do with it. But I'm not going to abandon the Halo Infinite playthrough, by the way. Someone asked me about that recently on a commentary post on the channel, and I'll be continuing it, but I'm only going to be continuing it with the main missions, and I'm probably going to do live streams for those as well. To be completely honest with you, it's less time consuming, it's nicer for my lifestyle, it allows me more time for me and my loved ones, and I get to actually talk with you guys, so I feel like it really just benefits all of us. I know that the video format is fun, so I'll be keeping the video format, the editing, the stuff that I really like to do for games such as Stalker. I'll keep that up. But eventually I'm going to want to, I'm going to want to live stream games like Stalker Anomaly and other, popular and fun to play games. So, live streaming is going to become a big staple of what I do. Because honestly, I think half the struggle with YouTube and making videos is just having the fucking time to edit them. And truth be told, I don't always have that time. I don't. We're all busy for varying reasons, and we can't question that. Life is busy. And my life is busier than it was when I first started this channel. My life is totally different. I think I went from being mentally a young man to now being mostly, I say mostly because I'm immature as hell, being mostly a man with legitimate responsibilities that I need to balance. And the fact that we can still fit this in and this be a part of my life, this part of my life that I have carved out of here, but it feels like something I share with you guys, as cheesy as that is. And that's why live streaming is better. That's why live streaming is where it's at. And that's why from now on, for the most part, I'm going to live stream everything. And because it'll still be there, people want to watch it. But again, I know people like bite-sized videos, so I'm going to do those too. Matter of fact, so the Easter eggs today, let's cover that. The game we were playing today, if you guys weren't there or don't really like live streams, it was Metro Exodus, my favorite of all time first-person shooter. Halo 2 being a close second, of course. And we went through, it was the Caspian level. We'd already had a couple episodes where we were in the Caspian. And we basically, we discovered one Easter egg that's way easier to find, which is the Baby Dark One Easter egg. That was interesting to see again. And of course, there is also this very hard to find Easter egg that, admittingly, I had heard a little bit of, but I'd never actually seen pictures and videos of. I think it's because I don't want to spoil anything for myself that I can find later on my own, of my own volition. So we did. And we did it just based on what people were saying in the live stream chat yesterday. You guys are the shit. That was fun. And it was really cool to go and find it. And I'm going to make a short video that starts at the Aurora and makes its way to the plateau where this UFO, this crashed spaceship saucer made of dinner plates, of course, is. It's a cool Easter egg. And it was even radioactive. That was the best part about it, that it really was like this busted alien craft that was leaking hazardous material, but that you couldn't see. So it was just really, it was really cool. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy, discovering that video games are the shit. They're our escape. Admittedly, somebody came in wanting to talk politics, and that's all I'll say about that at this point. And I really just liked that despite where we are all from, I mean, we are all from different corners of the planet. I'm from Yankee United States. Many of you from Russia, many of you are from Ukraine, many of you are from, some of you from India, some of you are from like Western Europe, and I just love that we all come together and we all just kind of feel the same way about it. It's just nice to play some fucking video games and get away from the stale redundancy and honestly, sometimes unbearable nature that is life today. And, if I can provide that in some way, I do. That's why I don't do ads on my videos. They're annoying anyways. And, that's why I try not to push politics. I've been worse lately. I'm going to work on that. I have my beliefs, and I'm going to work on not pushing them on people because we're all from different parts of the world, and I want you to feel comfortable here. I want you guys, obviously I do, because obviously I want this channel to grow, okay? That's the truth. I want it to be more successful. I put so much time, I'm telling you, I put so much time, energy, so much free time into this channel, and it took, you know, nearing half a decade for me to get what is getting closer to 4,000 subscribers. Now, I've been told I've seen some of the most successful streamers and content creators will, they'll create videos. And one person I remember who's very successful now, he's a big Halo live streamer. It took him 10 years to get to 10,000 subscribers. Holy shit. But he shouldn't base it on other people's success and or failure, right? Or the lack thereof, I should say. My success is that I am doing this and it is not stressing me out anymore. Because sometimes, guys, there were times that a lot of you that are veterans of this community might remember I would be gone for months. No videos, no posts. Just playing games on my own time, not talking much. Occasionally sharing my thoughts on whatever drama was going on in the Halo community with some stupid post, or something in regards to hearing about Stalker 2's Ultimate Retail Edition, which I still intend to buy because, it's fucking cool. I would love to have an anomaly lamp. Hello. But anyways, there's just a lot of things I could talk about, but I shared a little bit of my real life stuff, becoming more self-sufficient, fixing our own things, becoming more reliable, and honestly, it makes me feel like a better father figure with everything that I'm doing. So that's the main thing I'm focusing on is balance. Me and my significant other, me and my girlfriend had to have this talk about it because although things were going good, you have to balance life. What is more important obviously comes first. Your children, your loved ones, family in general, right? There's time for that because you make time for it. But you also need to make time in between for stuff like this that I'm doing, that we are doing here. And, it is worth it. It seems stressful until you have an understanding, a set schedule. I mean, Saturday is like the biggest day that people want to spend time together, and my significant other is so fucking cool. We're just agreed that 2 p.m.s on Saturdays are days for my live streams. And, one day in the future, I might do more. Maybe if it benefits more often. But I think a weekly live stream is okay. 4 live streams a month, hell yeah. And a good way to get some content out there for people to watch and to interact live with us. So that's the best part about it. That's what I enjoy the most about it, really, is that videos were fun and I liked reading your all's comments. But honestly, it was kind of lonely. I really wanted to talk to you guys because we just shared so many. We all have this same kind of passion for the Metro games, for the Stalker games, for other games. And you guys were so cool that despite all the issues we had, these notoriously bad bugs that we were facing in the Caspian level when we were trying to go after the crane sniper that Anna finds, and it kept bugging out. Well, fun fact, if you guys deal with a bug where the game keeps crashing, just run away after the sniper starts to shoot at you or Anna calls him out, because if you run out of the area, she'll kill him for you. And then you can go up there, you can take his weapon attachment, and then you deal with the motherfuckers, because I was stupid enough to play on the hardest difficulty. You deal with the people that are sent to respond to him being taken down because of his outpost, his bodyguards below. But yeah, there was a notorious bug that kept crashing the fucking game. And then every time I would load a save from Caspian, it would take me back to Yamantau again. So that was the thing. So some pretty bad bugs that probably still need to be fixed on 4A Games' part, but maybe the Enhanced Edition has the bugs fixed. But definitely for those that aren't able to play the Enhanced Edition, they need to get that fixed as well. And but there's going to be a better time and place than today, to send issues like that to 4A Games. So I don't know. Best way to show that I love those games is to play them and to talk about it with you guys live. So that's what we're going to do. So I think Saturday 2 p.m. is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. PST, 8 p.m. CET, your Central European Time, etc. Right? I think it's the best all-around time to catch most of you. I want to play earlier, and there may be some days that I play at noon because, I want you guys to be able to join and not feel pressured to have to sacrifice sleep for it. So, but you guys have to let me know if that is something that was going to be a problem. couple minutes, we're going to pretty much wrap it up at this point. So that's really it. Live streaming is the best, and I want to keep doing it. And I want to live stream more games because I want to address this for those of you that are wondering. Yes, I stopped playing the Halo Infinite campaign. I'm going to continue playing it, but I'm going to continue playing it in a live stream format where I live stream the main missions, or I just go through the game or whatever. And we could probably have a pretty good time doing that. I'm going to continue to live stream my bad playthrough through Metro Exodus. And I might even live stream the bad ending playthroughs for 2033 and Last Light eventually, if that's something you guys would be interested in. Might actually play through 2033 original, since I was able to score that when they gave it away to everybody who owned the Redux versions, right? So that's something I'd like to do. 2, becoming self-sufficient is one of the best things I've ever done. It's really redeeming, and even on days where you had a bad day, you can go, well, you know what, I can fix my own shit, and that's a skill set, and it feels good to be building that kind of skill set. Yes, I am proud. Might be because I'm from a small town, but I don't know. Those of you that know me, some of you follow me now that are from the area I am from in Ohio, and you understand, we take pride in the little stuff, and it's what keeps us going. Last but not least, I want to give an additional call out to Creative Assembly. You know, I was a staunch historical Total War fan, and I've been kind of pissed off that there still hasn't been a historical Total War. That's the wrong way to put it. I just was getting anxious and impatient, admittingly. Well, admittingly, and those of you who may not like the Epic Games Store may maybe not, but because of money, I still haven't really bought up until this point when I paid my car and my consolidated loans off, by the way. Fucking, it feels amazing. But, you know, I was just afraid to blow $60 on a game. Well, the Epic Games Store gave away Total War Warhammer, the first one, for free. And I've been playing the shit out of it. And I gotta say, heroes are weird. They're hard to deal with, and they're kind of a pain in the ass when they make or break games. But Warhammer was an amazing place for Total War to go for Creative Assembly. And I can't wait to play the future games. I might even stream some of that too, but it just depends on what you guys want. You guys aren't picky, though. When we were having bugs, I forgot to mention this earlier because, you know, squirrel. The game kept glitching out when we were dealing with that sniper in Metro Exodus yesterday. And, you know, you guys, I remember a couple of you, IFM was like, you know, just play something else. No big deal. It's fine if this game keeps bugging out, play something else. That is the community that I wanted. When I was setting my rules for my server and proclaiming out loud what I did and did not want, the community that I have now is the community that I always wanted if I were to become a content creator of some sort or some kind of very small personality video game just addict in a sense. And the fact that I have that community now, and it feels like it's growing because we just scored 2 new members to the server through the live stream. I'm glad to welcome you guys because they are from the Metro server. They're in there as well. So welcome aboard, and glad to have you guys with us. But yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to say that I appreciate you guys. It was a good week. Sorry that there was not a weekly ramble last week. Next time there's not going to be, I'll announce it. It just was a very busy weekend, but I will announce it to at least shout it out so that you're not like, where the fuck is it? So, because they're easy to make. I ramble and then I put gameplay footage over it, like what you're probably seeing now. But yeah, so on that note, guys, self-sufficiency. This past 2 weeks has really been about being self-reliant, self-sufficient, enjoying myself, making necessary change, disciplining myself, being a little bit more organized. And I have started, I mean barely started, scratching the tip of the iceberg, right? But I've started writing my very first lore video, and it will be over Metro 2033, and it will be a comparison lore video comparing the novel Metro 2033 to the video game Metro 2033. And in this video, more specifically, because so it's not too long, it's going to compare the young starting life and events of Artyom. So there'll be a lot of comparisons because the game and books do have some pretty radical parallels that I think need to be spoken about. And I read the books, I play the games, I'm ate up with it. Why the fuck shouldn't I make lore videos? I think it'll be a good time. So, on that note, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have an excellent Sunday and the last bit to your weekend. Stay happy if you can. Stay safe if you can, and I will see you all next week, either with another Stalker vid, another live stream in the Caspian with Metro Exodus, or on our next weekly Ramble podcast. I am your host, Euclid, and you all have a wonderful night.